All right, Cody Rhodes. He comes out. He gloats about winning the Royal Rumble back to back. He even has what's her face do her announcement again. And then Cody says,
Of course, he says, "What do you want to talk about?"
well, yeah, that too. He says it's up to the wrestlers to help the fans escape their shitty little lives for 3 hours a night. But sometimes the wrestlers, they need to escape too. And the last few days have had their ups and downs, but the fans will never know how much Cody really needed him at the Royal Rumble. That was really sad. He cries a bit.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. He didn't go into it, obviously.
Maybe he was excited to finish his story because at this point in time, maybe he was under the impression that he was finishing his story.
Well, according to the reports, at this point, he was finishing his story.
So there you go. Cody, he's about to get down to brass tacks, and then Seth Rollins interrupts. Rollins, he congratulates Cody. They shake hands. Rollins says it's a mistake to challenge Roman. Cody should fight Rollins instead. And the crowd, they don't want that at all.
Yeah, they
Like,
started.
no! And Rollins like, yeah, I get it, but hear me out. And then he tries to say he's the guy and how his number 3 belt is better than Roman's. Seth says he's been main eventing every show and defending his belt while Roman hasn't. His title was created because, no one can take Roman's. That doesn't make a good case. Like, we had to create this belt because no one could take Roman's away. And he asked Cody if he wants the Hulk Hogan title for posers and frauds or the Dusty Rhodes blue collar title. And Cody says he respects Rollins. And he's going to have to think about it. And I laugh my fucking ass off because there's no fucking way that Cody is wrestling Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
And the one thing I said was, well, I thought they were going to drag it out a little bit. And I was like, how nice of them to give us material. Welcome to wrestling media. They're just handing us stuff. Like, here, go talk about this stuff. Here's your videos for the week.
And the thing is, we've seen Rollins and Cody before. There's nothing exciting there. And with Punk, I'm not excited to see Punk versus Rollins. I'm excited to see Punk versus McIntyre. I'm excited to see Cody versus Punk. Not so much anything with Rollins. So him interjecting himself with the Cody storyline, trying to say he's better than Roman because he's been wrestling while Roman hasn't been around. He doesn't main event. And then he went on to say that his title was made because they couldn't take Roman's title away.
Well, I see what they're trying to do.
I do too,
what they were trying to do and what they are trying to do. They're pretty much saying this is the workhorse title. This is for the internet wrestling community who wants to watch meltsy bangers every week. Oh, who's he going to defend the title against? It doesn't even matter who's the champion. Let's get Ricochet a title match, the workhorse title. And then over there on SmackDown, you got Roman Reigns. He's holding the real title that people actually tune in to watch. Not your little banger title. Oh, there's another banger coming. Ricochet versus Vikingo. That's going to be a banger for the heavyweight title. Possibility, but you get it. But yeah, what they're trying to do is draw the line. This is that title. This is the workhorse title.
Then they're also trying to make it seem like Cody has a choice.
Oh, he did at that point. No, he didn't. He did.
He didn't.
But he didn't. Like I said, they're just trying to, I don't know.
Cody won the Royal Rumble. He can choose either Roman or Seth. But they already said that he's choosing Roman. Well, Seth came out. He's like, whoa, wait a minute. There's actually 2 people in this decision of yours. So they tried to make it seem like, oh, no, Cody really does have 2 choices. They didn't try to make it as cut and dry as, oh, no, he's going straight after Roman. That's what they tried to do.
Well, Seth Rollins did say it last year when he won the Royal Rumble. There wasn't the title around, so it is different this year.
No, it's not.
It is, because there are 2 titles. I get it. If you're holding a title, you want it to be the title.
It would be different if it was McIntyre or if it was, anybody. But Cody's been saying that he wants the title that his dad held, and that's the one that Roman has. And he also has history with Roman. And they've been talking about finishing his story all goddamn year. They made a video game out of it.
They sure did.
So he didn't have a choice. Anybody else would have had a choice. Punk would have had a choice. McIntyre would have had a choice. Gunther would have had a choice. Not Cody.
Well, why couldn't he make that the title?
Because that's not the one his dad held.
Neither is the one Roman has.
Yeah, it is.
No.
It's not the physical title, but it's the lineage.
No. I mean, maybe it is. But he has the Universal Heavyweight Championship, which is a new title that was created out of The old
The WWE title, the WWE lineage is absorbed into that title. It's not the World Heavyweight title.
Well, I'm saying,
I know what you're saying. It's a different belt, technically speaking, but still the lineage. The one that Hulk Hogan held, the one that Bruno Sammartino held, is still tied into the Universal title. It's not in the World Heavyweight title.
but it doesn't have to be. If Cody Rhodes won the heavyweight
It does,
title,
because that's what he's been saying. He wants the one that his dad held,
I know
and that's the Universal title,
Cody Rhodes,
technically.
if he holds the heavyweight title, like he could just say, "Hey, this is now the WWE title. I'm retiring this title and I'm
No,
bringing back the title because Roman Reigns doesn't have the WWE title, so
he
I can
does.
take that."
No, if you go on the WWE website, Roman still has 2 belts.
But he walks around with one now.
He does. But he has 2 belts because it's 2 fucking belts. He has 2 lineages.
The Universal title doesn't have a lineage. It actually has just as much
He's
lineage as
WWE champion and Universal champion. That's Roman Reigns. And then you got the World Heavyweight champion, which is Seth Rollins.
which has no lineage, which it should have lineage. If you want to give it lineage,
But you can't. No, my point is you can't have Cody Rhodes just saying this is the WWE championship now, because Roman has the WWE championship. That's his belt. Regardless of what it's called now, he combined the 2 belts, dude. He Megazorded it.
He sure did.
Now, if he wants to say that the heavyweight championship's on par with Roman's 2 belts, I mean, you can try that, but that goes against what he's been saying. He says he wants the WWE championship because that's the belt his dad had. That's been his whole thing.
Yeah,
And if he goes for the World Heavyweight Championship, that contradicts his whole mission was.
he doesn't have to win it first either. Like, I know it takes away some of the story if he wins another title before he wins the world title, but other people in history have won another title before they won the main title.
I don't know, man. How long is this fucker going to hold the belt?
Who, Roman?
Yeah. That's the only thing.
We'll talk about that a little later.
Right.
Yeah. It might not be
God
too
damn.
long.
Jesus Christ. Roman Reigns comes out and he immediately addresses all the shit that Rollins said on Monday. He calls Seth his little brother, and when he addressed Seth, nothing happened. He's like, that's right, no pop. He says, Seth claims to have the title, but didn't I beat everybody competing for that title, making them all my number 2s? And Roman calls it the loser bracket title. And he says, Seth calls himself the guy. But you can't be running around here for 2 years in your wife's clothes and call yourself the guy. He says he's a workhorse, but broke his back 3 months carrying the loser brackets title. And he asks if the workhorses walk like this, and then he limps like Rollins. Seth wants to attack my schedule. Yes, Seth, I work 10 times less than you do, and yet I still make 10 times more than you. How does that compute? And then Roman asks the crowd if they want Seth or Roman money. And then he says Cody is built different. He has values. So Roman's going to make it easy. He's not begging like the other guy did. Brody can be the best number 2 in the industry, or he can go for the throne again. Now, just that alone was gold.
Yeah, he straight cooked Rollins.
Oh my God. He obliterated Rollins. He showed why Rollins' belt is the number 3 belt.
Yeah, Seth Rollins took his shots, but Roman went for the jugular.
If there is any doubt that Roman's was the belt, Seth Rollins not only looks weaker, and he called him his little brother. His promo was better. He was cockier. That face he made when he's like, "Don't walk around in your wife's clothes. Call yourself the guy." And he had that little shit face. So Cody comes out. Okay, Cody really needs to get rid of the "what do you want to talk about" thing. It's played its course. It doesn't work. It's horseshoed into the conversation. And then he's got to unhorseshoe it to get to a real conversation. Just stop it. You tried, Cody. Valiant effort. Just let it die. So Cody asks if he and Roman can have the ring to themselves. Everyone but Heyman leaves. He says Roman cheated him, and Cody had Roman beat, and Roman knows it. And Cody said, Rollins made a good point on Monday, but he was wrong calling your belt the Hollywood title. It's still the belt Bruno Sammartino wore. It's still the belt my dad held in his hand. You can call it whatever you want. I want that title. Cody wants to know if finishing the story means taking Roman's belt or if it means taking everything Roman has. Then he says he's coming for Roman, but not at WrestleMania. Then Cody brings out The Rock. The Rock shakes Cody's hand and then gives him a father-like speech. Cody nods and then he walks away like a little fucking bitch. And then The Rock and Roman, they have a little face-off without saying a word to each other. And that's how SmackDown ends.
And then right before we go off air, that little graphic pops up. press conference this Thursday on Peacock, streaming live. But seemingly they are going to announce The Rock versus Roman match. Is The Rock replacing Cody Rhodes the right move? Let's set the stage here. They posted this full segment up on the WWE's social media network. And in 24 hours, this video has 400,000 dislikes, which makes it the most disliked video in WWE's YouTube history. Now, for full transparency, the video is also trending #1 on the YouTube homepage, and it has 4 million views. This again in less than 24 hours. Some more context here. Fans were revolting online, at least. There's trends that have been happening all day. We have a trend of "we want Cody" and the "woe movement," but then you have other fans who want this match to happen, who say Cody can finish the story another time. There's another set of fans who said, forget about that story. We don't want that story anymore. The story was last year, WrestleMania 40. Cody Rhodes didn't get the story. It's over. Done. No more story. But that is a smaller minority. And then we get into some of the politics. Apparently, this whole thing came together last minute. The Rock pushed heavy, as the dirt sheet says, to have this moment. He wants the match. He felt that this would be a bigger match than having Roman versus Cody Rhodes. That being needed because of the CM Punk injury. For more transparency, there is also rumblings that The Rock is also pushing to beat Roman Reigns and become the champion. Now, this all is seemingly a cover-up from the Vince thing. And boy, did it work, because no one is talking about the Vince thing, at least for now. And it even got so big that TMZ covered it. They never covered wrestling. And USA Today is even covering it. So it's becoming a big story. Now, what is the story? The story is that of divisiveness. Half the fans want The Rock and Roman. They think this is the right match. Half the fans want Cody, and they think he should finish his story at WrestleMania 40. So to that, I say to you, is this the right move? Knowing all this information.
Well, you left out the part where Cody won the Royal Rumble. And
that's inconsequential.
No, you left out the part where Cody won the Royal Rumble, and they've been force feeding how he needs to finish his story down our throat all year. If they were going to go this route, then they shouldn't have had Cody win the Royal Rumble.
Well, they didn't know at that.
But Cody won the Royal Rumble.
Saying.
Cody won the Royal Rumble, so there you go. For them to just change it for The Rock, plus the way they did it, that Cody comes out, he talks about how it was his dad's title, how he wants that title, but then he brings out 51-year-old AARP member, and Cody just walks away with this dumb little grin on his face.
Holding back tears.
Because he got fucked.
He sure did. He took it right in the ass.
And CM Punk even said so.
CM Punk.
Remember his promo? He says, let me lay out your road to WrestleMania, Cody. All year, you work your ass off, position yourself to the main event. Oh, wait, there's a bigger star coming to take it all away from you.
Oh, yeah, he did say that. Which is not agree that this is a much bigger match than Cody Rhodes. And this is like what WWE needs right now.
No. If you want to talk about for a single night, maybe. But do you want to eat a feast for an evening, or do you want to learn how to fish for a lifetime?
I ate the feast for one evening.
Of course you would.
But look, before this moment tonight, or yesterday, whenever you saw it, everything everybody was talking about was Vince McMahon. Everything everybody was talking about was how there's a dark cloud over this WrestleMania. With
what the fuck does that
hurt.
have to do? No, what does that have to do with the wrestling? What does Vince McMahon's penis have to do with what is on the screen?
Well, also the injuries, because you got like Seth Rollins being injured, CM Punk getting injured.
And they were working around Seth Rollins. CM Punk, obviously, they can't work around that. So you go either Drew McIntyre or Gunther. Done. You don't completely flip-flop the main marquee story at WrestleMania, the one that clearly everybody wants to see.
Well, my point is, at least before that, they needed, hey, look, there's a squirrel or something to get people's mind off of just trying to burn down WWE. So it would make sense that you put on this match, which is clearly a bigger match than Cody Rhodes. And I'm not even against Cody Rhodes, but The Rock is a much bigger name for WWE. The Rock's going to pull in outside eyes.
And then as soon as The Rock, again, leaves like he always does because he's not a wrestler, then they're going to leave. And what are you going to have? Once The Rock leaves, what do you have to build on?
Again, that's on them.
No, it's not, because you're building on some fucking piece of shit that comes and goes whenever he pleases and doesn't have his heart in the game.
He's on the board. He ain't going anywhere. Maybe he won't be on TV, but he's there now.
Exactly. So he's meddling in storylines, and he's gonna go away. And then what are they gonna have after he's gone? Because now Cody's diminished. He looks like a pussy.
That's what I'm saying. That's on them.
That's not on them.
You get the attention. What you do with it next is on you.
That's not on them. You fucking diminished your top baby face for this fucking 51-year-old geriatric for one night. Oh, wow. Good job. Oh, you got to bring in 300. Okay, let's say 3 million people start watching because The Rock's there all of a sudden. Okay, The Rock leaves the next night because that's what he does. Are those 3 million people that came to specifically see The Rock at a stay to see Cody's grinning ass?
They could.
Oh, I went for the number 2 belt. They diminished the belt that Cody's going to go after now.
It sure did.
And then Cody bent over, let The Rock insert his pinky into his asshole, cried about it, and then The Rock just stole the moment. That's not the right move. And you're talking about it's going to be the biggest match. Okay, it's going to be a big match for one evening. You can set up your super baby face, because that's what Cody is, for the next, I don't know, however long Cody wants to do it. You could have a baby face for 10 years with Cody. Rock, you have one night. No.
Now, what you do with that one night, that's the important part.
No, dude, it's one night.
If you
have 10 years, like you have 10 years of successful top baby face, somebody you can build off of, or you got some geezer for one night that's gonna either, if he, God forbid, if he beats Roman.
Well, there's talks of that happening. Let's say The Rock, Roman Reigns, they go on, they do the WrestleMania thing, and then that night of WrestleMania, you start some banger story. You got 30 million people watching.
What's going to happen is The Rock is going to hurt himself again, just like he did in the last match he was in. Did you not see how winded he was when he rock bottomed Jinder?
Yeah.
Come on.
He hadn't done it in a while. He's gonna get in shape. We're gonna get there.
He's 50 fucking 1 years old.
And again, I keep saying
he's geriatric. It's not. No,
they're telling us you want your workhorse title, you go get the losers bracket title.
It's not even the better story. This fucker comes out of nowhere. They just announced on TV during the program in kayfabe that this motherfucker is the board of directors. And now all of a sudden he's inserting himself into the title match? Come on. What's a more compelling story? The man chasing his father's dream? Or some fucking egotistical son of a bitch just inserting himself into the main event?
Well, the Tribal Chief story is there.
That's not a story.
That is a story.
The Rock has no fucking relation to Roman Reigns. At all.
Roman Reigns has been going around saying he is the provider of the family. Meanwhile, you got The Rock, who's been pulling in these numbers, who's been headlining movies. He's a board of a director.
What's a good Rock movie?
I don't know. Walking Tall, Fast and Furious.
Walking Tall was good. Fast and okay, so he had to leech off of a pre-existing franchise.
This franchise turned around when he came on.
No, franchise turned around when Tyrese was brought into the scene.
Hobbs and Shaw. That's still Fast and Furious. I don't know.
He had to leech off of a pre-existing series. Okay.
If you want to turn the attention, you have to go with the biggest match you can do.
Or do you want to turn attention, or do you want to turn things around?
Well, that does turn things around.
How does a temporary solution turn things around?
If you do what it takes to put the most eyes on your product. And again,
those eyes are going to go away when the geriatric leaves. Because you're selling it, the whole thing is going to be sold on The Rock. It's not going to be on wrestling. It's going to be on The Rock. I'm the movie star, blah, 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 blah. Even though I don't have a really good movie that I can put under my belt, I'm going to say I'm a movie star. I'm going to shoehorn myself into a main event, even though the main event was already predetermined. Clearly, nobody wants to see it because it's the most disliked video that WWE produced.
Yes, it is their most disliked video of all time. But it's also on the trending page of YouTube.
Because people are watching it to dislike it.
But they're still watching it. Where's the Cody Rhodes video on the trending tab? It's not.
No, it's just justice for Cody and all other bullshit's trending.
Well, that's because it's the internet.
There's two Cody-related things trending. The Rock is trending because people are shitting on him. Good job. So now you're bringing in temporary fans for this temporary son of a bitch while pissing off the people that are actually here to watch it. Good job. And on top of that, you shit on your top baby face and made him look like a complete fool. So no, this was the wrong call, wrong execution, wrong everything. If you were even entertaining having The Rock and Roman go at each other, then you should have had Cody not win the Royal Rumble. I don't care if you knew whether or not CM Punk was injured.
Well, again, as the reports,
The second that Cody won the Royal Rumble, that's when you needed to commit to Roman.
well, that's what I'm saying. The reports say that when Cody Rhodes won the Rumble, at that point he was slotted in to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania,
And that's when it
and
should have been a
then
done deal.
and then The
That's it.
Rock, who is on the board, by the way, he started pushing. I think I need to be in that match, and apparently he went to the top and said, "Hey, guy at the top, Ari Emanuel or whatever, I think we need to do me in that match instead of Cody." Okay,
Good job, because the fans have shown that they hate that idea, and that's a stupid fucking decision. And I just think, I don't know. I think they ruined WrestleMania.
Well, do you think? Because nothing's been announced yet. It's only been teased. By the way, they did get a "holy shit" chant and "this is awesome" chant without even saying a word. Keep that in mind.
That could have been piped in.
It wasn't piped in.
You don't know that.
I know that. I was looking at the crowd.
You were looking at the crowd. You read their lips.
You can tell when they're chanting and when they're not.
They could have been chanting, "Fuck this shit.
No.
Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit." And they're
But
like, "Oh no, we gotta cover that."
turn that into "this is awesome" now. You know, there is that vocal minority who are wrong about the main event and want Cody Rhodes to main event against Roman Reigns. They haven't announced anything, so there is time that they can, I don't know, backtrack, or they could announce that The Rock is going to be like a enforcer and, you know, keep the bloodline at bay for Cody Rhodes. There's still time that they can like swerve and do something like that,
I
because
guess.
they haven't announced anything. But I just don't see them doing a press conference for Cody Rhodes. Sorry, I am a Cody Rhodes fan. I'm not shitting on Cody Rhodes or anything. I'm just saying, you know.
You're not a wrestling fan, so yeah, it would make sense.
Yes.
But you wouldn't expect
I don't care about it. Thank you for bringing me back there.
Yeah.
This Roman Reigns and Rock match, you keep talking about his cardio and all the other stuff. This is not a work rate match. This is not going to be Owen Hart versus Bret Hart. Like,
right, but when you see a fucking 51-year-old man wrestle your top guy and he hurts himself and they do a whole bunch of wrestling holds, forget the wrestling. It's not going to be entertaining.
I think it'll be entertaining.
It's going to be stupid.
It's going to be a story.
It's not going to be a story. It's going to be shoehorned in just like everything else. So the both of them, they're probably going to show up like once until WrestleMania. The whole thing's stupid. Cody was clearly the better option. That's why their shit's so disliked. You don't see a whole bunch of people saying, "Oh man, great move." No, it's, "Oh wow, Cody got fucked over by two part-timers."
Oh, I see a bunch of people watching the videos.
And they're disliking the video.
5 million views.
5 million dislikes.
5 million. Collectively, 5 million
dislikes collectively.
Hours.
Yeah, people disliked it for 24 hours. A whole day.
Everybody knows the dislike button is fake.
It ain't fake.
The internet wrestling fans are fake too, by the way. They're not real people. But yeah, that's the gist of the Rock and the Cody thing.
Yep, they ruined WrestleMania.
Well, we'll see if they change things or if they stick with it.
The Rock's ruining the WWE. He's ruining WrestleMania. His daughter's ruining developmental. He's turning himself into the next Vince McMahon. Next thing you know, he's going to name sex toys after wrestlers and start shitting on people.
There you go. On to our retro review. I don't know what to, I can't follow that up.
All right.